Hey, this is Cameron back with another sales update video. This is from the 26th, I believe, through the August 1st. So pretty good lot of sales here, probably the most I had for the month of July. And one very awesome thing that was definitely a home run to say the least. So we'll just jump right in and go over what I ended up buying or selling and what I paid for it. So first off is a Sega CD game. This is Sonic CD. I've had this for a while. I have a couple of Sega CD games and a system and stuff stored away, but I pulled out some of the games so I could move them. I listed this one and sold it within 2 weeks, I think, for 30 bucks, free shipping. It did ship first class. So the Precious Moments nativity scene here. This is from '86. It was in the box. I don't think it was maybe ever taken out or maybe displayed a couple of times, but it was in really great shape with all the inserts. Ended up selling it for $57, free shipping. I think I paid like $8 to ship it, and it only cost me $5 at a garage sale, so that was really cool. Also sold a Adidas jersey here. This was a Mexico jersey. You paid $6.99 at Savers for this. Maybe had a discount, I don't remember. But I ended up selling it for 30 bucks with free shipping. Shipped first class. Something really cool. I've sold stuff like this before. This is a Risk Lord of the Rings game. I bought it for, ended up being $2. I think it would have averaged out to, but I ended up selling it for the full price of $69.99. Not sure why it's the best offer. I might even double check it, but it did sell for $70 with free shipping. It was completely sealed inside. The box was open and had a little bit of corner at the edges and stuff that was worn, but overall it sold for $70 with free shipping, which was pretty awesome. Pair of Hugo Boss Texas jeans. They're brand new with the tags. I want to say I paid 25 bucks for these, which is a little ridiculous for me. I don't really like to sell clothes too much. Definitely not great money makers. Just everything else, I feel like clothes take so much longer to list for me with sizing and everything that I just like other stuff that I can maybe list a little quicker. But I always do scan the clothes, especially if I have a little extra time, because I know there's money there. Saw these ones, they were brand new. The tag from wherever they were sold from had them at like $100 and something, and they were cut down to 80 something when they were on sale. So I had listed mine initially at 84, I think. They hadn't moved, so I lowered them to 70, and I was just trying to get rid of them because they had 25 bucks in them, but ended up accepting a best offer of 57 because the person was international and they ended up paying a little extra for shipping. So I made pretty good money, definitely made a profit, and I got rid of something that I had quite a bit of money in. Sold a Rockenbach controller. My last haul video had the power cord that sold. This is the controller that sold as well for 18, ships first class. They have different kinds of plugs. It's something to make sure you show in the actual picture. That's why I've chosen this one to show you. Some of them have a metal end. It looks more like you would hook to an older computer or whatever. It took up a monitor. They have those little metal ends. There are some that I think are plastic. At least someone asked me a question about it. I did a little research and it looked like that was the case. Mine had metal and that's what she wanted, so that worked out. Star Wars books, not really a great buy. Paid $2 a piece. Sold them for 20 with free shipping. I may have paid $3. I'm not sure. It's been a little while. But they finally sold for 20 with free shipping. I just wanted to move them. I looked over them. I do like Star Wars. Star Wars is awesome, but once I looked through them, there was really nothing else for me to do with them, and I was happy to move them. And whether it was 9 or 6, I still made all my money back and a little bit more. Not something I would really buy again if I had the opportunity. Unless they were maybe like $1 a piece, I guess I probably would. I guess I have a hard time not buying things. But Golden Axe here for Sega Genesis. Crappy condition label, honestly. It was very poor. You can see this is not the greatest game, but the game itself is actually valuable. Not extremely valued, but it's a game that people will buy. So I sold it for $11 in acceptable condition. Probably could have got pushing towards 20, 18 or 20 if it was in better shape. So that was pretty good. Ships first class. Cookbook. I haven't sold many cookbooks aside from these Betty Crocker ring binder books. This one I paid. It was in it going into a book lot that I had got. I had sold some books in the previous sale video that were for 30 bucks in Disney books. This was included in the big box they paid 10 bucks for. So I sold this one for 18. Free shipping. I've sold 2 or 3 of these cookbooks, the ring ones, and they do pretty well. So if you can get them for only $1 or $2. Oakland Raiders jacket. Sold this one for 30 bucks. Paid 5 for it. It was pretty much like in brand new condition with no wear at all. Good size large, and it sold to someone in California for 30 bucks. I got positive feedback on it. I think it only cost me $6 to ship it because they were local, so that was cool. Another video game, Crash Tag Team Racing, GameCube, easy sale. Paid $2 for this years ago. Had it in my video game storage, whatever. Ended up selling it for 13, so that was cool. iPad Air box, down to just one more iPod box and a MacBook Pro box still that I haven't sold. This one sold for 13 with free shipping. It cost $2 something to ship it. That was easy. Star Wars Battlefront. This came in a game lot that I had paid 10 bucks for. Already made well over that in games that I sold. This one was in there as well, and I sold it for 11 bucks with free shipping. Here's an NES game. This is the other ones. This is one of the last ones to sell. I got 14 bucks for it. Pretty good. Ships first class. I've had this one for years, so I don't even know what I paid. Cool thing I had here was a complete Super Nintendo Terminator 2, the arcade version. I bought this a long time ago. I bought all 3 Star Wars games for the Super Nintendo and this that were all complete for $35. Sold the Star Wars ones for about 75 or 80, and then I ended up selling this one for 26 by itself. So that was cool. Went to Canada, so even paid a little bit extra in shipping, so I made even more money. San Diego Aztecs jersey here. Had it at 20 bucks. Nothing real fancy about it. Somebody wanted to buy it for their son and didn't have a lot of money. They lived in San Diego, so their story did make sense. They lived here, and I actually work in Escondido, which is part of San Diego, so kind of like the San Diego people. And for 15 bucks, they offered me. I said sure. Shipped it in a flat rate envelope, I think, because it was still too heavy, but they were happy with it. They gave me positive feedback, and they're actually looking at some other stuff. I think they want to buy it in the future if they have the money, they said. So they're going to wait till their next paycheck. So that could be cool to have another sale from them, and if it really did go for someone's birthday, that's pretty cool. I think I paid $2 for it, so even at 15, it was still worth it. Tom Brady jersey, despite Deflategate or whatever you want to call it, people still want his jersey. Don't know why it said it was the best offer. The person paid. Actually, no, the person did offer me 17 on this one. Someone I think previously had bought it for 20 but never paid or asked to cancel. This one, someone offered me 17. I paid $3. I was happy to get rid of it. It's a youth jersey. They don't do as well as the adult male men's jerseys. So, but this one did get 17 bucks, and I only paid 2 or 3. So cool. Inklot just had bought this or shown this in a previous haul video. Paid $4, $5 for a bunch of ink. Sold these 2 for 19 with free shipping. So that was awesome. Nerf guns, just little single shot sharp shotguns, I think they're called. I paid 50 cents or $1 each. Sold them for 15 with free shipping. They shipped in a padded flat rate, so didn't make a ton, but when I bought all the Nerf stuff, these are not what I really factored on to make a lot of profit on. Just saw that they sell by themselves and went ahead and sold them. Colorado Avalanche jersey. This was something I paid $5 for. My first haul video ever was actually there. I finally sold it for 27 on best offer. Happy to get rid of it. Ships in a flat rate envelope. Made good money. Oddly enough, though, this one was a blessing because I ended up selling it to the person, and they said they found a small hole in the arm. They didn't ever send me a picture. I looked it over pretty good, as I usually do with clothes, more carefully because I want to make sure there's nothing. He said he found something. I was kind of just annoyed. I'm like, how could there be something? Then he messaged me back and said, I'm not going to hold it against you, though I like the jersey, and decided to keep it. So that was awesome. Definitely a blessing. I was thankful. It always sucks to have to do a return, especially when um, you know, you feel like you've done a good job and there wasn't a mistake made. If you made a mistake, it's pretty easy to accept that and, that's on you. But when you feel like you didn't, or you feel like maybe they're wrong, or you don't understand where they're coming from because you feel like you did everything right, a little bit harder. So for him to come back and say it was good to go, he was happy with it, I was very thankful for that. So that was awesome. Sold another video game, Wii Sports Resorts, for 15 bucks. This was in a Wii lot I had bought, so I don't know what I paid, but I'll definitely look out for Wii Sports. Even though it's pretty common, it always sells. Sony CyberShot. This is something I bought. This was my first hobby. I've had it for a while and been messing around with the pricing on it. I had it at 40 with free shipping. It basically puts your CyberShot camera on there and it spins it around, I think, to take different pictures at different angles. I ended up paying $5 for this, and I sold it on best offer for $30 locally, so I think it shipped for like $6. Interesting thing here. This is a Bakelite Viper King electric massager. So interesting name. It was Bakelite, so I looked it up and did some research on this one, but it was really heavy. It didn't have any accessories to it, which if it did would have really helped with the pricing, or if it had the box. I actually paid 10 bucks plus tax for this at Savers because it looked like they were selling so well, and I felt like I couldn't pass it up. When you do turn it on, it sounds like a jet's going off, so you have to be pretty careful because I turned it off in the store, and I think people thought that there was a drive-by shooting or something because it was so loud, but it did work, so I kept it, and I sold it for 50 bucks within a day, probably like 6 hours. So maybe even could have got more, but I was happy with that. Paying only 10 bucks and turning it to 50, it shipped into a padded flat rate was pretty awesome. Almost done, so appreciate your patience. This one, it's a hoodie. I think I paid $4 for this at a thrift store. I ended up selling it for 25, I think. I took a best offer. The guy was very frustrating. He offered me 15 and then 16, and I came down like the 31st, and he said 16, and I said fine, I'll come down to 27, and he went to like 17. And then I just declined him, so I'm like, okay, you're not even really coming up at all, and I'm coming down a lot, so you're annoying me. And then he started messaging me and telling me how he wasn't going to pay that, how I was going to do this over, $5 or whatever. And eventually he got up to 20, and he's like 22, and it was back and forth via messaging. And then I just stopped messaging him, and I said 25 is my lowest. Offer that if you want it. If not, that's all I can do. He waited about one night after I had sent that, and he had asked me again if I would take 22. I didn't respond. And the next day he messaged me and said he'd take 25 and paid the 25. So I don't know what was his deal. He wanted to like really haggle with this one, and I probably shouldn't have let it get to me, but it was getting a little frustrating, and so I stopped talking to him. But it worked out. He paid. He got the item. No bad feedback or anything. That was my fear. There was going to be negative feedback, which is why I was hoping he would go away. I didn't have the heart to block him, but he got it. Didn't make a ton. I think it cost me $7 or something to ship it. $8 maybe. So I didn't make a ton, but it was, worth it to get rid of it. Made some money, and hopefully he's happy, even though he had to pay an extra $3. Another game here, Wii Sports. This is not the resort one. This is just the normal one. It sold for 13 bucks free shipping. So did pretty good. Lastly, though, the best sale of the week, probably the month too. Franklin Library, a lot of books. I've sold a couple of these already. Just to give you background, I had bought a lot of 20-something Franklin Library leather books. Most of them were signed first editions. There were 4 that were not. I think I had 22 in total. I sold the 4 that were not for $35 by themselves in a lot of 4. I sold a Jurassic Park signed first edition for $248. I sold forgot what the other one was, for $100 by itself, and then 2 other ones for $55. One was Born Supremacy, and another one for $55. And all the rest I had listed, but they weren't selling. They're not the most common titles, not the most famous authors. There are some ones that I recognize, but maybe not that have the value that I guess the other ones had. So I put them all together for 300. Someone after a week of listing them had bought them for 300 and paid for 300 that night, and I didn't have time to pack them. But the next morning, messaged me and said they misread it, they didn't look at the titles, and they wanted me to provide a list of all the titles and the authors, which was slightly annoying because there was all the titles were there. You could look at the books. All the authors weren't listed, but I went ahead and provided that, and then edited my listing so it had the authors. And she came back with an offer because she wanted me to cancel the transaction, which I did, and she offered me 160. And I'm like, okay, went from 300 to 160, so I just told her, declined it, and we were way off, and knew that, it wasn't meant to be. And then just this week, past week, I got an offer of 250. Didn't even counter on it, just accepted it and already shipped them out medium mail. So that was awesome. Paid 50 bucks for all the leather books I bought. Sold them for what, 700 and something in sales. Obviously, that's not factoring out shipping and fees, but that's probably my best buy ever. I know that maybe not impressive to most people, but something I was very thankful for buying something for 50 and total sales equaling over 700. That's not something you can do that often, I don't think, and one of those once in a blue moons that you'll get something like that doing this part-time. So I was very grateful, happy to move them all. That's all that I sold, though. It was actually quite a blessed week. I was very thankful. Probably my largest quantity of sales in 1 week ever. Usually I don't have that many, but especially for the month of July, but I was very happy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I know the sound quality isn't as great with these ones versus the haul videos. I am working to get that resolved, so hopefully it will be soon. Just bear with it if you can. If you have any other questions again, please let me know. Take care.